Okay, real quick, football, and then we're getting some help from ESPN here with some football topics. I just got off the teleconference with Mel Kiper Jr. It's time to talk draft, and you and I can do a lot of that ourselves between now and the end of April. And then you had Bill Connolly's just he had the top 60 quarterbacks of the 2000s posted on Friday, and it's become perfect fodder. You may have been talking about this on the Animal today on radio. I thought it was interesting that Baker Mayfield was number one. And as I wrote this morning, I made a case for both Baker and Tim Tebow, I think, to have that spot. Tebow, based on not just on his Heisman and his stats at Florida, but his 2 national championships, something that Mayfield didn't win. And it was interesting to see that the one Oklahoma State quarterback to make the list was Mason Rudolph at number 53. You've written extensively about Brandon Weeden. I know what you think of him. And it dawned on me, even as more of a novice to the program, that he has every bit of right to that spot as Rudolph. As good as, and that's not a shot at Mason. So he did some good things and won a lot of games. 32-9, I think, was his record. But Weeden got him a Big 12 championship, got him a Fiesta Bowl championship, and is sort of, if it's possible for a guy of his caliber to be forgotten a little bit, and what's happened in the fireworks since then, I wonder if Brandon has just a bit.
Well, I've always thought, I got to say, though, I was pleased to see a guy like Todd Reesing get a little bit of
run. Well, 16 Big 12 quarterbacks were made the list, and Todd, the Kansas kid was one. That's right.
Todd Reesing was brilliant and deserving to be on this list. And you say, well, who would you bump to get Brandon on there? I mean, Mahomes was 54th.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yes. So, no, I mean, when I saw the headline and realized what kind of list Connolly had formulated, I told you, my first 2 thoughts were A, I think Mayfield will be number 1, and B, I bet you Weeden gets snubbed, and I was right on both counts. Mayfield, although it would have been hard for me to maybe not put Cam Newton there, but Cam was a 1-year guy.
Right.
Baker's greater body of work. But Weeden, over 2 seasons as a starter, broke virtually every passing record at Oklahoma State. He took a program, Garen, that couldn't even get a first down in Bedlam or the bowl game the year before. And if, Weeden, the combination of Weeden and Dana Holgorsen changed the program for several years. That not just those 2 seasons, but they kind of set the template for what they did offensively for about 8 years after that. So, no, Weeden, from a percentage, an efficiency standpoint, touchdowns versus picks, every measurable, and a Big 12 championship, as you pointed out, which is the separator between Rudolph and Weeden. I mean, if either of those guys is going to be on this list, to me, it's Weeden.
Mm-hmm.
But Weeden always kind of got, he was kind of always the target of criticism for being an older guy, who tried baseball and then came back to football. And it is pretty remarkable if you think about it that he didn't even get on the field until his 4th year in the program.
Mm-hmm.
He waited around 4 years to play. And
so,
and just from an eye test standpoint, most beautiful throwing guy I've ever covered. He was a really, really outstanding college quarterback. So I felt bad for Brandon that he got snubbed, but I mean, I'm scrolling through the list again, and I don't know who I would bump.
Right.
Brandon there, but I just felt bad that he's not on there.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's the stuff that makes the off season for us, right? We wish there was college football to talk about. Although I guess this spring,
Landry Jones was 36. That's where I was thinking. I was looking for Jason White. Jason was 30th. You were right. He was 30th, and then Landry was 36.
If you ask an OU fan, there probably needs to be more separation between Landry Jones you talk about underappreciated. I could go on for 15, 20 minutes on Landry being sort of an unsung guy because of the things he lacked that predecessors had, namely Sam Bradford and Jason White. But You probably, for the sake of Oklahoma and the trajectory of where the Sooners were under White and then under Landry Jones, if I were Connolly, I might have separated those two just a little bit. But anyway, check out the list. It's fascinating stuff. Thought it was worth a touch in the column today. So, all right, I need to turn you back loose so that you can go entertain the listeners. Keep reading us, keep watching for us, and keep clicking on TulsaWorld.com for material from us and other writers at the Tulsa World. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you next Monday.